Okay, we will go through her first because there were a couple issues with intervals, not so much with transposition, which I'm quite happy about. Um, there's one thing I forgot to mention. It will specify if it wants to transpose up or down, and you must follow that indication. That means either go up the octave or down the octave. So if you were told to transpose this melody down, the lowest note would be like here. But since they told you to transpose it up, you don't need to do that. This was the printed out worksheet. This was the worksheet I printed out. This one on Google Classroom. The one that was attached on Google Classroom. The PDF. You know, you didn't print that out. Yeah, there's no internet right now. We're fixing that. So just look at what I'm doing on the board right now. That's the best. That's the best we can do. There's no internet right now, and I'm using hotspot. Okay. We change the key signature. We um we keep the time signature. I've got Wi-Fi. Of course they got Wi-Fi. Okay. Let's mark the scale degrees like normal. 1, 6. No, 1, 5. Um, 5, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 4 flat, 5, 5 sharp, 6, and skip notification. 1, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1, 8 or 1. So now those are the scale degree numbers that we just marked, and now we're going to transpose all of them into its respective scale degrees in E major. We need to keep all of the note durations themselves the same. So keeping all the scale degrees the same, we simply we need a sharp, oh no, we need a flat there. Sorry. So this accidental here is a flat because this was a natural that flattened the original key signature from B flat major. And since there's no key signature applying for the A, we need to flat it by default. And now we keep going. B sharp here, we need to raise keeping all the note durations the same. And we're done. So we just need to add the rest. Remember, if there's any articulation markings like slurs or pies, if there's any dynamics, usually there aren't. You need to add them back in the place that they already were, because with transposition you can't alter anything else except for the relative pitch of the notes. Okay, transpose this melody down into E flat major. So this is in G major. We can tell ends in G, starts in G, and the key signature is F sharp. So this is in G major. The key signature of E flat major is 3 flats, and we keep the time signature the same. So, we mark the scale degrees. This note requires a sharp. This requires a flat because the original key signature was F sharp. So you use a natural there to neutralize the F sharp there. So that is a 7 flat. Remember, it's not necessarily the same accidental that goes in when you transpose through the keys. So now we put all those scale degrees into E flat major. So it asks us to transpose this down into E flat major. So that means we have to go down here. We have to start here. Now, what accidental will we need here? We have a sharpened scale degree 5 in the original melody. There is a flat in the key signature, so it has to be a natural. Because we sharp the flat, it simply becomes a natural. It's not the same accidental here because there's no key signature to take into account in the original melody for that specific note. Does that make sense? Okay. And we just continue. There's a sharp 7 there. Oh, no, there's a flat 7 there. So what accidental will we need for the D? What accidental will we need for this note? It's a flat because there's no key signature here to apply to that note. So that is a flat. So see, what accidental you need heavily depends on the key signature. You gotta know which notes have already been sharpened or flattened by default by the key signature. And when you come across those notes in the transposed melody, you gotta make sure that you know that you don't use the exact same accidental, otherwise it wouldn't be the same. Um, so here, that's a flat. Okay, everyone understand the process for transposition? It takes a bit of time. It always does. Right. So, um, do you want me to go through this question as well, or do you want to skip on to intervals? Because there are a couple of problems with the intervals as well. Do this or skip. I'm gonna do this because it was for your homework, so I'm just gonna what, set to skip. No, I'm gonna do this because it was for your homework. So, we are going to keep the time signature. The key signature of D major is 2 sharps. So we've changed the key signature. Now this melody is in, oops, this is in this. Okay, this melody, what is the key? A flat major, because 4 flats starts on A flat, ends on A flat, so it's an A flat major. Now, scale degrees, 1, 5, 1, 3, 4, 4 flat, 6, 5, 7, 2, 1. Does everyone know where I'm getting these numbers from? Yep. 1, 6, 5. That's a no, that's a 5. That's a 4 sharp. 5 sharp. 6. 4, 3, 5, 2, 1. Okay, now it says the transpose is up, so we have to start up here, not down here. When it tells you to transpose this melody up, you have to go up the octave. That's what it means. Keeping all the note durations the same, we simply So we need, note, we need a sharp here because there's no sharp applying for G in the key signature. The natural there is because it had to sharpen the D flat from the A flat major key signature. But since there's no key signature applying for the G in the destination key, we don't need to use a natural. We don't need to use the same accidental. It's a very high note. So here it requires a sharp again because there's no other accidental in the key signature. And we're done. So now we just make sure there aren't any articulation markings, anything that we've left out, any rests. Nope, it's all good. Okay, now intervals. You had these 2 pages for your homework, and this is page 12 and 13. I'm gonna run through these. You can mark your own work. If there's anything you don't understand, you can tell me to stop and I can explain it. Does everyone understand why this is a minor third? It's because, yeah,
Because E major has a sharp on it.
E major is G sharp. So a major third would be E to G sharp. Therefore, a minor third is E to G. Write these intervals above the given time. This has to be C sharp because A major has C sharp. Major third is A to C sharp. Careful with that. B flat to E flat. A flat to E flat. Remember what I said about interval translation? Where assume we had this, right? We can move this like that. We can cancel out the both flats, and that is quite clearly a perfect fourth. Or maybe you didn't need it because, like, if you were able to count a fourth, then it tells you that. So you obviously know that it's already perfect. fifth minus sixth is A to F, not A to F flat, because A to F flat is just A to E. So minus six is A to F, and a perfect octave is okay. Next, major second is A flat to B flat, and you have to write it like that. It's a bit awkward. E flat to B flat, F to B flat, please. That is another troublesome interval. It's because, if you think about it, F major has B flat, so you must include the B flat in the perfect fourth. Okay, and now major sixth is just C. Anything you want me to clarify? All good? Okay, following intervals above are given 20 notes. E to F sharp is a major second, because E to F is a semitone. E to F sharp is a tone. Perfect octave. Major sixth and major seventh from G is F sharp. Minor third is G to B flat. There are some troublesome ones in there. Name the following intervals by number and quality. Okay. Minus six. C to A flat, minus six. Major second. Perfect fifth. Here. Major third. And we don't call it a first, we call it the unison. Perfect unison. And unisons are perfect, yes. Yeah, that's all correct. Add accidentals when necessary. Okay, that's a bit. You don't need anything there, and you don't need anything there either. Am I going too fast? Everyone's good? No questions at all? Okay. Write these intervals above the given notes. Minus six. G to E flat again. Major third is this is you need a good amount of ledger lines for this. That's a lot of echelons. Yeah, I think that's right. Write a major second about these numbers. Okay, it's a bit of a weird question. With really close intervals, like a major second, you write them next to each other. I saw a couple of you trying to squeeze a note like that. That's not how you write it. Um, it is a very common mistake though. So, with thirds, you can do that, but with seconds, you write them next to each other. Write a major second. Yep. And with these, you have to put the accidental before the entire interval, kind of like that. But then to make sure that we know which note the accidental maps to, you have to put it you have to put it directly on the respective space or line so people don't get confused. Okay, one final exercise with transposition. Can you do the one on page 47? So the only transposition exercise on page 47. Since we don't have any internet today, which is very annoying, I'm going to get something else that's fun.
Seven.
It's some time ago. There's something in here about time signatures, which we're going to be doing today. And there's some interesting stuff in there, and I think you might like it. What do you mean? Probably make them go down since the highest note is above. Yeah, no. Make the stems go down because most of these notes are above the third line. And notes above the third line, stems go down. Yeah.
就是这样，write the R and the L，
嗯
就是在这个 R and the L。
I usually just write like sharp or flat, because R and L don't mean anything. It's better for like, sharp. It's better to write sharp or flat because it's simple notation. Where'd you get this from, by the way? Where'd you get this from?
When mom made it.
Okay. That's cool. Didn't take it. Okay.
And there's no one.
Yeah, that's annoying. Jeez. Yeah, okay.
Take away telescreen. Could you write flat? You write two flats.
How would you have it? How would you have two flats? Said. Um, no, it would just be, I think, no, it would just be a flat. They're just normal a flat. Where have I got that?
But they already have it.
Oh, you know, it's B flat major, so there's two flats.
Oh. No, the teachers in the phone.
Or that is two. No, so one of them is flat seven. So one of them is flat seven because it was originally F sharp. So one of them is flat seven, and then one of them is just a normal seven. Because the normal note is F sharp, right? So the normal leading note is F sharp. This is a flat leading note because the F sharp has become an F natural. It's flat, but the F sharp, it's still an F sharp here. It's not a sharp seven.
Yeah.
So it's just a normal seven. That's a flat seven. That's a normal seven. When I say flat seven or sharp seven, I always refer to the seven from the original leading note. And since the original leading note here is F sharp, that's a flat seven.
So for this one, the flat one for this one.
That's a flat seven. That's a flat seven. That's a normal seven. So you got it the other way around.
What do I agree on? What do I agree on?
I'm going to check it. And a double ball at the end. Yes.
Seems so wrong. That's so weird.我的意思说，连手机可以连着上课。
可以，可是我等会还要带小熊，会死，所以可能。
Like explain until everyone. Wait, is there anyone? Yeah, that's for sure. Oh, I see one mistake. It's supposed to be a but I'm not supposed to tell you. Anyways. I think I should bring this to a rehearsal class. Let's grab my name. If you are doing yeah. This will be short. Maybe it's like 10.
Yeah, that's correct.
Oh.
Yeah, that's correct. It's fine. Actually, no, wait. No, that's okay. So since that's a B flat, that's a B flat in key signature, right? I want you to look at this. I think there might be a better way of doing this. For example, that's a semitone, and that's another semitone, and that's another semitone. You see that?
Yeah.
So maybe a better way to do this would be G to a semitone is A flat of a semitone is A natural, and A natural of a semitone is B flat. Slightly different ideology. It works here because you have a bunch of multitude of accidentals at the same time, and it's really hard to like kind of do those accidentals by default. But let's do this the normal way again, okay?
But I heard.
For example, that 6 is correct. Flat 7 is, would be A flat, right? Flat 7 would be A flat, because there's no A flat here, so it'd be A flat. Normal 7 is an A natural. You see? The leading note of the seventh scale degree of B flat major is A natural, not A sharp.
Okay.
And but here it's probably easy to think about it like semitone, semitone, another semitone.
Does it work for every single scale?
What do you mean?
So does this go like better works with other tracks?
I think it works best. It works best when you have like a string of accidentals together, because it's really hard to program like flat 7, sharp 7, normal 7, and like it's a bit hard to get your head around. So maybe if you think about it in terms of semitone, it's like you think this note and this note is a semitone, this note's a semitone, another semitone. Then you can think here semitone, semitone, semitone. Yeah. Okay. Good job.
Are you not yet? Are you not yet? Can anyone read this?
A? It's just A something. A B
I
flat.
tried to write my name, but it doesn't work.
I need to, because mom was saying that I haven't been marking his homework extremely precisely. So I need to just check. Firstly, most of you are under your parents' name, so I don't know which one is yours. And there is a bit of, I don't know, I think he's doing most of the homework.
Down. I wonder if Daniel is now playing Minecraft. I think so. Yeah.
Very
We
possible.
need to ask him to open his camera.
No one
Looks great, so you can still play.
Oh, there we go. So I just need to.
Games, and then plus one, I play games, and then my Chinese speaker came in room, and then he heard me play or I remember. I remember.
Okay, is the Wi-Fi? Can someone check if the Wi-Fi is up? I'm gonna
I know what it was.
use the Xiaomi 1486 one.
Where is my?
Xiaomi 1486. Wi-Fi is up.